24/7. This is EWN.
Good evening, I'm Mungi Zikoko. The Socio-Economic Rights Institute of South Africa has welcomed the court order directing the city of Johannesburg to accelerate the verification of informal traders. Earlier today, the Gauteng High Court ordered the city to speed up the allocation of trading stalls to approved hawkers. Now, the institute took legal action against the city after it removed unauthorized traders operating in undesignated areas without municipal permits. Alpha Ramashwana reports.
However, the verification process will prevent undocumented foreign nationals and those who do not meet the required criteria from operating as informal traders. The traders will not be allowed to return to work until the city allocates them stalls in designated areas. Alpha Ramshwana, Eyewitness News, Johannesburg.
A senior Hawks officer testifying at the Madlanga Commission has drawn a direct link between the former agency's boss, Godfrey Lebeya, and suspected criminal underworld gang boss, Katiso Katie Molefe. Hawks senior official Dumisani Mboto says it was Lebeya who gave him Molefe's Sandton home address on the 6th of December last year. Molefe was subsequently arrested for allegedly orchestrating the killing of VAL engineer Armand Swart. Tabiso Goba reports.
Divisional Command of the Hawks National Priority Offences Operations, Dumisani Mboto, says on the day of the arrest, he received a call from his boss, Godfrey Lebeya.
The reason he's asking me is because he has received a call, and the call stated that there are members of the DPCI who are alleged to have been sent by him who are at an address. He did not mention the address at the time, but it would have been in Sandton.
Mboto says he only learned a few months after the incident that the house belonged to Molefe. Tabiso Goba, Eyewitness News.
And Israel has returned the bodies of 45 Palestinians to Gaza. According to the health ministry in the Hamas-run territory, this brings the total number of bodies handed over under the ceasefire deal to 270. Under the ceasefire deal brokered by US President Donald Trump, Israel was to turn over the bodies of 15 Palestinians for every deceased Israeli returned. Israel also confirmed today that the remains handed over by Hamas the day before belonged to 3 hostages seized during the October 7th attacks. A partly cloudy Tuesday in store for Gauteng tomorrow, with afternoon isolated showers and thundershowers expected. Both Johannesburg and Pretoria drop to overnight lows of 15 degrees, peaking at 20, Vereniging 16 and 22. Monkey Zikoko, Eyewitness News.
EWN, in touch, in tune, and independent. For the latest, visit ewn.co.za or download the EWN app.
#MSW.
You may begin to feel anxious or excited.
Honest, deliberate, engaging, uncensored.
High dosage administration can cause adverse reactions.
And most importantly, independent in mind and execution.
This is a normal response. Are you ready?
Marawa Sports Worldwide.
Reaction Monday.
My Reaction Monday.
My Reaction Monday.
It's Monday today. It's Reaction Monday.
Wow, man, what a weekend. My Reaction Monday.
Hi, Rob. Reaction Monday. Thank you, Rob.
Rob. Gunjan, Babu, right. Hope you had a great weekend in Jingayamaz.
Rob, my reflection of the week.
Robbie, do they still call you Madluput?
They always, why not?
Bob?
Of course. Everything.
MSW.
Why?
It's multicast, Baba.
You know the story.
Good show as always. Robert, I'm appealing to the SABC. They must show us the Proteas World Cup final against India.
Brilliantly taken! A victory that will ignite a nation by winning the ICC Women's Cricket World Cup here in India 2025 for the first time.
And show us this game. We urge to see this game. We are desperate to see this game. Some of us, we can't afford this DSTV.
Laura Wolfart tucks it to the leg side. 100 in a semi-final.
I always say that this debate, this argument always happens when South Africa reaches the final. Whether it's rugby, whether it's cricket, and then it resurfaces again. But I understand why. All I'm saying is that it shouldn't be the case that we address this every time we reach a final. What about the journey of how the Protea women reached the final itself?
Jackson goes again.
And and it goes through to the boundary.
My reaction Monday.
And they put the moot in,
In from Apollos. Missed by Nduli. Jansen! Oh! That is some goal! Left footer from the 20-year-old. Now you know his name. That is some goal.
Most of the people, they want to buy the club and kill all the history and everything in that club. You buy the club, you just change the ownership and carry on with the history of that club.
Sunday Lizongo, the president of Amazulus here.
It encourages one to continue on a path, and where one knows the scope for improvement, to do so single-mindedly, silently, and create a better product.
Robert Marawa, live on 947. Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live. #MSW.
Well, the craziest hour is just about to begin. I call it crazy because nowhere in the world does an entire hour get thrown at you, the listener, you, the lover of sport, just to react to whatever it is that you've witnessed over the weekend. And there was so much. I think our hearts still a little bit sore. Given what happened with the Proteas women. I think there was a lot of pride in terms of getting to the final, and even moments of the final against India. There was just hope, and then at times there was despair, then you were losing wickets, but somehow there was just something lingering that maybe it didn't happen. Would love to hear your opinions about that. Would love to hear if you're at Loftus, you're watching Pirates, if you're at any stadium around the country. Would love to hear from you if you're watching the Premier League. I think a lot of things happened in the Premier League. Arsenal sitting pretty, Liverpool bouncing back, finding out how to win again. Man United in a winning position, ended up drawing. So whichever part it is, there's been the draw for the CAF Champions League. Interesting, if you just come back from work and you don't know who Sundowns have been drawn against, you don't want to miss this. Jimbos. Remember, I said last week, every other week we are involved in a World Cup of some sort. And we are. We played against Bolivia. This is the national under-17 team. They've won 3-1. We're going to chat to the coach. We're going to head off all the way to Qatar as we go worldwide. This is #MSW Marawa Sports Worldwide, proudly brought to you by Hollywood Bets.
Let's go! The moments you remember. The games you can't forget. Marawa Sports Worldwide on 947, Vuma FM and Rise FM. Powered by Hollywood Bets. Not your ordinary Monday. It's Reaction Monday. #MSW.
Yeah, I think it was a special campaign for South Africa. I think we really played some good cricket. We showed character. We were learning on the job, and we showed that we were able to grow and actually get to the final like we did now. But obviously it wasn't to be at the end of the day. But I think I'm really, really proud of these girls. I think going forward, a lot of good things are going to happen from this team. Yeah, I think, to see how the team has progressed, from the time that I took over, it's obviously a humbling experience for me. But at the same time, I think, I'm sitting here and I'm actually kind of excited because, when nobody gave us a chance, we gave ourselves a chance. And you sort of like look at the team and see where you need to improve, and I know what to do going forward and make sure that, we'll leave no stone unturned going to England. So we'll bring the tsunami there.
Just love the level of positivity that's come through from the Protea women's coach, Mandla Mashimbi, saying that it was quite optimistic. And I think his words there were, when nobody gave us a chance, we gave ourselves a chance. And there's no better way of doing it. I mean, despite the disappointment of falling short of the Women's World Cup, Protea women's coach, Mandla Mashimbi, he, in that clip, remains upbeat about the team and where it's going. And he believes that the tournament focused squarely and showcased the squad's growth. I think we saw a lot of resilience there, the potential to compete at the highest level. Well, one person who definitely knows how to compete at the highest level is the South African captain, Laura Wolfhard. Saying that she is happy with the squad's performance at the ICC Women's World Cup final despite losing to India by 52
So we
runs.
were in the chase for a very long time. I think we were pretty neck and neck with them when they showed the updates on the scoreboard. I thought me and Dirkson's partnership was pretty big. I thought we were going to take it through to the end. But yeah, then she just got out right as we were trying to sort of launch into the back 10. And then I went out soon after. And yeah, I still thought Chloe and Nate could do it together. I think we left Nadine a little bit too much to do by herself. But yeah, I think we were right in that game for a lot of it. You could definitely feel the pockets of pressure when we were batting. They take a few wickets and then you really feel the pressures on you, so we really just try to sort of hang in there, build a partnership again. I thought we did it very well for a lot of that game. Perhaps crumbled a little bit at the end there. Yeah, I think just the partnerships we had just needed to keep going a little bit longer. And they bowled and fielded very well. They held their nerve, so they stayed pretty calm as well. I think it's been a great campaign for us. To make it all the way to the final is really awesome. I think we'll still look back at this tournament as a lot of positives. I think we've played some really good cricket throughout this tournament. I think at one stage we won 5 games in a row or something like that, which is pretty big for our group. Just searching for that consistency, which is something that we don't necessarily have in bilaterals. So really proud that we're able to perform in big tournaments. I'm pretty proud of the way that we were able to play spin. I think that's always been a big talking point with our group, is how we play spin, and to make it to the final of a World Cup in subcontinent conditions. I think our seamers bowled pretty well in subcontinent conditions as well. They often bowled better than our spinners did, economy rate wise. And yeah, I think we just had different players stepping up at different moments. Nadine was excellent. Kapi was great for us. It was really nice to see different people put up their hands at different stages. So those are probably the key takeaways.
I mean, what a player, guys. What a player. History over and over again made by Laura. I mean, our skipper making 571 runs is the most ever in a single edition of the ICC Women's Cricket World Cup. 571. And she was there again, back-to-back centuries. I mean, what a player. Yeah, I mean, she was disappointed at the end. You could see having to speak to the world straight after the game itself and having to address maybe some of the individual disappointments. Saying that the partnerships did not tally up. They should have maybe stayed long at the crease, gotten more runs, but it didn't. They were not able to hold. So, would love your reaction. 060-708-0484.
Good afternoon to you, Rob. Good afternoon to your listeners. It's Reaction Monday. Robert, let me first say this to all the Orlando Pirates supporters. Guys, there are games that Orlando Pirates management is taking over when it comes to the starting lineup. Games like when you're playing a cup final, when you're playing Kaizer Chiefs, when you're playing Mamelodi Sundowns. So we can blame the coach and say the coach, why you don't put this player, why you don't put that. Why I'm saying that, Robert, there's a year, the season where Oendekam was coaching Orlando Pirates. After the game, Teshi Paktawa asked Oendekam, said, how did you lose the game? Oendekam replied, said, don't ask me, go and ask the management. Meaning that is the one that they are the one that are responsible for starting lineup. And also, Robert, let me touch on CAF Champions League. We know that Orlando Pirates is appealing about. We heard that is appealing about that Pukasa coach and all those players. What. Guys, let's wait and for the case to be closed, because as long as the case is still on, doesn't matter if the Lupopo is on the group. Once they found them guilty, they will be removed from the group. Thanks very much, Europe. Nice show.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I think that's part and parcel of what, I was alluding to earlier on. And, for those who might have missed it, with the CAF draw for the Champions League having been conducted this afternoon, it does put Group C. So we'll chat to Kampoke Kane in a couple of minutes, maybe after the break, just to get his reaction to the draw, because it's an important one where Sundowns find themselves with Al Hilal, MC Alger. So they reunite basically with Rulani Mukwena in that group. So nothing can happen as far as that is concerned. So that is done and dusted. People already over the weekend were saying that, how did Rulani get sacrificed, when he gave Sundowns the authority, gave Sundowns this invincibility. But all of a sudden, word in the streets is that Sundowns have lost that invincibility. I don't know if you share the same sentiment, But regardless, so whatever happens, they're going to be in the same group. Saint Ilwa Lupopo, the team that got Pirates out, they are in that group with Sundowns. So if, I'm trying to calculate how many days, Saint Ilwa Lupopo are given 5 days to respond to the, to the protest that Pirates sent to CAF, and they did, because they acknowledged receipt thereof and acknowledged that, I don't know, some issue about passports. But yeah, we'll wait for the final breakdown. But yeah, they alluded something about 3 passports, and that one of the players who was cited in that, Henok Moilia, having had a new passport, said that, he got it in June. And, as a nation, the passport situation is X, Y, and Z. So we'll wait for that report. But Pirates, yes. If anything were to change, then Pirates get chucked into that group. So you'll find Sundowns in the same group with Sundowns, in the same group, obviously, with MC Alger, of which Rolandi Mokoena is. And yeah, for the fans, that'll be exciting. But on paper, as it stands, Esgama Kepola are not there. We'll watch very, very closely for any developments, because that protest should be reaching a point where now it is forcing CAF to get back to Pirates with their findings.
Reaction Monday, Robert Marawa. You see the Pirate coach think he's super, super clever. You can't fool us. You can't say dancing is better than talent and batter. You can't. Yes, the boys scored the cracker, but you can see that we're struggling at the make. We need the talent and batter. But this coach is busy playing dancing over talent and batter. I don't know what's the problem with talent and batter. And for Sundowns, this guy is coaching Sundowns, not better than Rulani. You can't fool me there. That guy, that Kataso guy is not better than Rulani. This Sundowns is not that sweet anymore. It's not that nice. You could see that they can make a lot of wrong passes, loose balls. You barely saw that thing under Rulani. You could barely saw that thing under Rulani. So this Kataso guy is not better than Rulani. This Kataso guy.
This Cardoso guy no better than Rulani. Well, he feels that Sundowns are way better than Pirates over the weekend.
That, me and the coach from Orlando Pirates must have the same thoughts. I think that maybe he has even need to have deeper thoughts, because I think Mamelodi Sundowns played better than Orlando Pirates today. Anyway,
played better than Pirates on the day. But the good thing is that as much as the big clubs are being watched, I'm so happy that people are realizing the talent that lies in clubs like Lamontville Golden Arrows, teams like TS
Good evening,
Galaxy.
Mr. Marawa, and to MSW listeners. What a weekend, Mr. Marawa. I saw the goal of the season being scored on Saturday, Mr. Marawa. These Paris players this season keep on scoring incredible goals. Even the Master Chef stood in perplexity, when the youngster dancing scored that beauty. Oh, what a beautiful game it was. Although I believe Pirates had a better chance to take all 3 points. And lastly, Seluleko Mahlambe of TS Galaxy. Oh, what a player, Mr. Marawa. And I think it was his 6th goal of the season that he scored yesterday against Stelis. A bright future awaits. Mdene Swatini. Gracious.
Danny, thank you so much indeed. Yeah, we'll talk about Seluluko in a second. But you mentioned that brilliant goal that was scored. I think we haven't seen anything of that magnitude. I think Pirates are blessed with players that are just scoring extraordinary goals this season. If there had to be a goal of the season, it'll be one of the 2 that have been scored so far. But we're early into a brand new season, but good to see a young player, 20 years old, coming up with, maybe a master chef of a delivery.
Speaking on it too!
MSW live now on 947 Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live. at the same time.
#MSW. This is the story of our Nando's Flame Grilled Chicken, marinated for 24 hours in our unique peri-peri recipe. Kissed by fire, full of flavor, perfectly grilled. And like any story, this story of our full peri-peri chicken has two sides. Yours to choose, yours to share. Enjoy the Nando's full and two sharing meal. That's our full chicken and two sharing sides of your choice for only 277 Rand.
Hear that? That's the sound of the Total Energies CAF Africa Cup of Nations in Morocco 2025, and you could win double tickets to the opening match. Simply visit Total Energies, fill up with 750 Rand or more of Excellium fuel, or top up with Quartz engine oil, and you're in the game. So join us as we celebrate the spirit of football together, and let's make Africa the home of the beautiful game. Exclusive to club members, valid 30 September to 17 November. T's and C's apply.
Dlala Madludlu, coach. The games are out. Who are you betting on?
Dlala Madlamin, top player. On Sports Stake 4, I'm going with the strongest defense.
Nice one, coach. But I'm going with the goals.
What's that, Coach Amanda? Now it's up to the fans to Dlala, or rather Dlala what they must. Dlalu 4.
Sports Stake 4 for only 2 Rand. Pick win, lose or draw for 4 games and you could win. Play at any participating National Lottery retailer. Be enjoy a game. Panda push up play. Players must be 18 years or older. Play responsibly. Ituba is the proud operator of the National Lottery.
That's Harold Net Forest Hotline. Rowan on the line.
Harold, help. Last year, I forgot my wife's birthday.
Whoops. Let me guess. Things got a bit hairy, hey?
No, the exact opposite. She swapped my shampoo for hair remover. There's not a hair left on my head.
Ooh, smooth.
Please help me get it right this year.
Oh, you can get a lot more than right. Just visit Net Florist and order the biggest birthday bouquet you can. And your head will be all taken care of. Net Florist. It's easy to show you care.
Every business owner knows that expenses don't go on holiday. But at Lula, securing funding for your business can feel like a vacation. With South Africa's first SME-only banking suite, you can now pause the payments and play with growth. Apply for up to 5 million Rand in funding this November and only pay at the end of January 2026. Visit lula.co.za and use the promo code GROW2025. Experience business class funding today. T's and C's apply.
In the streets of Mzansi, 2 unstoppable hustlers take center stage. The Suzuki Eco, the cargo king. The Suzuki Super Carry, the efficient workhorse. These vehicles are your business in motion. And now, when you buy one, you'll get it branded on us. That's Economics 101. Get an Eco or Super Carry today to turn your ride into the ultimate moving billboard. Visit suzukiauto.co.za to book a test drive and to drive your hustle forward in style. T's and C's apply.
Previously on Marawa Sports Worldwide.
Sunday Lizongo, the president of Amazulu's here.
And we've been criticized in the past about our recruitment, policies. The one person that really told us in no uncertain terms that we're on the wrong path was Deko Modise, where he says, look, there's so much talent in KZN. He doesn't understand why we have to always go up to Gauteng to look for people who are close to retirement, who are waiting for their last gig, and we woke up from the slumber.
So you took that positively?
We took it positively. Yeah. We never, actually, he sent me a message who says, he didn't mean to offend us. I said, Deko, you didn't offend us at all. I think you're very sharp, you're doing your job, and we took the positive out of it. So we learn from those kind of things.
#MSW. #MSW.
Rob, good evening to you and the shareholders. A great sporting weekend. You also saw Kaizer Chiefs collecting maximum points. I mean, what else can we ask for? The boys did pretty well. And Loftus, it was a dull game, but 1-1 draw is what most of us Amakosi wanted, so that they don't open the gap on the top. So we coming up nicely. And Liverpool finally did well. Rob, I think it was a good sporting weekend, and hard luck to the girls. They try their best to reach the final once more, and they must keep trying. They must never lose hope. Big Pretoria.
Hi, Mr. Marawa and the team. My Monday reaction. I'm not against the usage of recalls in football, but I'm a bit concerned about the way in which Orlando Pirates is currently applying its recalls in football. Because for such a bigger brand, it means that the brand does not trust the capabilities and the capacity of its players and the technical team, which is disappointing. So the question is, let's say Pirates fail. Will Pirates fire its technical team, or will Pirates fire its juju man? That is disappointing for a bigger brand like Orlando Pirates. And other clubs are watching, Mr. Marawa. What will going to happen if every club starts to use those rituals in our football? Then our football will become just like wrestling and entertainment. So it is disappointing. When it comes to Mamelodi Sundowns, Mr. Marawa, I once said that if Coach Mangoba leaves Sundowns, Sundowns will decline. David in Parkwood.
If Bangoba Ngqiti leaves Mamelodi Sundowns, Sundowns will decline. That's David in Parkwood. David, thank you so much indeed. Maybe a lot of you, let me throw it out, would have observed, and again we saw this past weekend. So he calls it the Pirates rituals. Says that he thinks that it's getting out of hand. He says, imagine if every team did that in full view of the cameras, full view of the fans packed at the stadium. And he says, okay, so if the team does not do well, then who is to blame? Will the team fire the technical team, or they fire the juju man? And we all know, no juju man will ever be fired, because maybe we don't even know who the juju man is. But the visuals, I mean, how do they sit with you as a consumer of the product? You know, is it just mind games, as I'm sure everybody will say? Nah, it's just mind games. It's just, rattling them before a football match. But where do you draw the line when at times it's even pushing and shoving and, almost tantamount to a fight breaking out? So he likened it to almost becoming like wrestling. It's just entertainment. Do you agree with those views of what David is saying? We reserve judgment on that one for now. Would love to hear from you, because you are a consumer of what you see. And do you love what you see? Do you think it should be encouraged? Let all other, let all other 15 teams do the same thing. So that there can be nobody who is called up for a DC from the league. You say, no, that's done. It's part and parcel of tradition. So let's go ahead. Let's have fun. Talking about fun, just earlier, I just think, the air is kind of thick with history right now. You talk about rivalry, redemption. The defending Premier Soccer League champions, Mamelodi Sundowns, gearing up for a clash. That's more than just football. It almost borders on being personal. It's almost kind of poetic. It's powerful. They just, they're going to be facing, as I mentioned earlier, MC Alger, led by none other than Rulani Mokwena. I mean, he's a former Sundowns tactician. He's now plotting against his old empire. And for the very, very first time since his departure 2 seasons ago, Rulani stands opposite that yellow wall that he once commanded. So if David is saying, if Mangoba leaves and Sundowns takes a dip, what about Rulani? So he has an opportunity now. And that is why I said the plot thickens, because Miguel Cardoso, the Brazilian's current mastermind, renews that tactical duel with Mokwena after the fiery semi-final showdown, if you go back to the 2023-24 CAF campaign. But that's not all. I mean, Sundowns will lock horns with DR Congo's Saint Eloi Lupopo. The team with Uskoro, eh? That's the same team. Stunned Pirates in that dramatic penalty shootout. So we thought, hey, let's reach out, man. Let's reach out. Somebody who is no stranger to the drama, and who, this electric fixture, he's lived it, he's led it, he's lifted it. I mean, he's a general himself, a trophy magnet. Can he do it from the presidential suite this time around? He's a Sundowns icon. He's the heartbeat of the Brazilians' golden era. Good to chat to you, man. Welcome to the show.
Mr. Marawa, thanks for having me. Good evening.
Draw happened. We've all consumed it. Al Hilal, MC Alger, Saint Eloi Lupopo. What's Hlompo's reaction to this?
Marawa, football has got a dark sense of humor sometimes, and you can easily say when I saw this fixtures, I then realized that we, as Mamelodi Sundowns, we carry huge responsibility to make sure that we stand for our country. We make sure that we do what is right for football. And more than anything, I think we just have to, prepare thoroughly for this group. I do believe that it's a group that is fair for each and every team that is in that group, but it's fair for the taking. And I think as a team, we should be able to come out of this group.
I love the way you summarized it. You said, football's got a bit of dark humor. Did you give a bit of a chuckle when, in the end, that draw happened? What was your reaction? I mean, did you look around and say, Buffett?
Yeah, well, it's such those moments where really in this Champions League you can't choose your opponent, but you'd hope not to meet the people that especially the team in Rolando Mukwena's leadership. You know very well that he knows our team. He's got our black book. He's got our password. So it will be. I feel for players because 2 years ago he was the leader of the players. I'm sure they know each other in and out. So it's going to be very interesting how that match will pan out. But we do believe that this is a professional world. The boys will have to do the business, and on the other side as well, Coach Rulani will want to do the business for his team. So that's why we love this game. That's why he's interested in which we will always want to the interesting part of it, which is the result and everything that comes with the football.
And when you judge and you see like a Miguel Cardoso, his tactical evolution, though, since that semi-final clash with Mukwena, how do you think Sundowns have evolved since then?
I'd love to believe that they understand that in a Champions League, you play for goals, you play for spending time in the opposition box. It's a game of boxing, Mr. Marawa. Don't be fooled. These are matches that you're playing against the big teams in the continent, the teams that have won the league in their respective countries. So that tells you that it's going to be those teams that will push you back. So the more you master the art of scoring goals in this competition, the better for you. And you have seen how your Al-Ali of this planet, they don't go out of the group stage smoothly, even so. And I've realized there's no formula to come out of the group. As long as you make sure that you win your home matches, as long as you don't concede in these matches, you stand a chance. And I've realized that even when I was playing, we already knew that where we should get points, where we shouldn't, concede, where we should concede. And in those things come with experience, Mr. Marawa. You have to be in the space to understand it, that this is a game of goals.
That dark humor even took a step further because now the very same team that kicked out Orlando Pirates, Saint Eloi Lupopo, playing with their scorer there, they are in the same group as yourselves, though. And I know that we're all kind of waiting to see what response CAF has with regards to the protest that Pirates put forward regarding that. Firstly, I mean, you've seen them play. They've been exposed to you once, twice, multiple times as well. They in your group, what's your feeling?
I think my feeling is I was mad. I was angry at the fact that they won the match in the manner that they did. But again, I then tap into my memories as a former footballer. In the Champions League, you have to be very streetwise. You have to whatever it takes within the laws of the game, of course, to win football match. And I must say, those countries, they mastered that art. Of course, there were moments where I thought the referees, they couldn't do their job properly in that manner. But I do believe that this is the chance where in a group stage where they will need to be exposed. And I do believe that in this level, the only way to show the team that you don't belong there is to beat them, score goals, and make sure that you convincingly beat them. And I do believe that Stuart Lupopa, it owes us as a country, for what they did to Orlando Pirates, especially in front of our eyes, that they were kicking the players around, and we're talking about national players, the police were all around the field. Those are the, like I said, those are the for you to learn how to Champions League. This is how they they baptized. I remember our experience when we played at TP Mazembe. We got bullied out of the field in Marawa, and we felt it, and we got angry with ourselves that we allowed them to do that to us. But we nearly wanted to get them. We really said we will find them. And if you remember what we did to them in the Super League Cup, that's what we managed to beat them, and that was a sweet revenge. And I always say revenge in football is not outside the football field. You have to do it in the football field. Make sure you score goals, make sure you beat teams. And as a country, we should go into that level of making sure that when we get bullied, we bully back, but in a good way, by winning football matches.
And given your response, though, which is obviously a very personal one, and I think a lot of people might share the same sentiment, given what we all witnessed via the TV, or if people were at the Orlando Stadium, based on the way that they play football and the personalization and almost identifying players that they need to give personal treatment to. Would you prefer that Pirates are successful with their protest and then Saint Elupa Lupopo get replaced by Orlando Pirates?
Well, if the protest meet the right channels, of course, if they look at it, I'd love to see one of our team go back to this space, because remember, Marawa, the more players plays in this competition, the better for our national teams. You saw the boys have managed to qualify for World Cup, our home-based players. It's simply because players have grown to play in the Champions League in difficult conditions, and now they can be resilient in some matches, because in Champions League or even in AFCON, in Africa, there are difficult conditions. If you have the mentality to be resilient, to want to fight in those difficult conditions, you stand a chance of coming up on top, because South Africans, we've got talent, we've got tactics and players who knows how to do their roles well, and I do believe that the players need to be exposed to the competition, and I'd love to see, Orlando Pirates, being back into this competition, because it's gonna be good for Ndate Bruce and his technical team. Whenever they feel like they wanna pull up a player from anywhere, the pool will be experienced enough to play in the continent.
Yeah, just before I let you go, though, you probably would have heard me mention what David and Parker was talking about while you were holding on here, Shambo, regarding what some people call mind games of Orlando Pirates. Does it put you off? What is your reaction when you see all of that happens?
Mr. Marawa, it's funny because I'm laughing, but I shouldn't be laughing, because it's something that has been happening for quite some time now. And, the funny part now, or the most embarrassing part, is when this thing, they are caught on cameras. And remember, the football is not being watched by elder people only. There's kids who are watching football, and I don't think that paints a good picture about football when kids see that, because you know how they see things. Monkey do, monkey see, monkey do. They love to see what they do. What they do is to copy what, and they will want to implement. I don't know which one, what are they going to implement, but I do believe that doesn't paint proper nice picture for football. And I think I do believe that every person in this world, banally, their own beliefs, and I don't think their beliefs should be imposed on us. I can't believe there's places where they can perform this, or they can perform those before the matches, before the cameras, and that would be better for our football, because remember, we're trying by all means to tap into the world football, where we want to be taken serious as a country. We want our players to be taken serious, and I do believe that it doesn't sell our football properly.
All right, Hlombo, very straightforward, very articulate in terms of how you've put out your feelings about that. But thank you so much indeed, man. Great chatting to you as always.
Thank you very much, Mr. Marawa. Thank you so much. Have a good evening.
All right, so that's Hlombo Kekana there, Mamelodi Sundowns legend, somebody who says, he's not for that. He says, kids, watch this thing very closely. Monkey see, monkey do, and he reversed that phrase as well. Zux Franco on Twitter says, people mustn't be too dramatic. He says Orlando Pirates is just using mind games to perfection with those rituals. Every team does that. We all know those things have never given us even a World Cup. So, Zux Franco debunks that. But when you say World Cup, okay, we're talking about a national team. Yeah, we're talking about a club in a professional league. So if you're saying it's all good and that every other club does that, does everybody in South Africa agree, including Pirates? So put aside your association or your allegiance to the football team. I think for me, it's a basic thing of what do you see. So obviously, I picked it up this past weekend, with the man who's doing a great job of being a social media content creator with Michael Morton. So he was there to capture that. So when I saw it on the timeline, I was like, okay. I wonder how other people feel.
How are you, Rob? Reaction Monday. I just want to touch on the game on Saturday, Pirates against Sundowns. I think the lineup was questionable on our side, Orlando Pirates. I really don't think that lineup was good enough for us to win against Sundowns. Especially the selection of that boy Danson. It's not like we are always complaining, and it's not like we are saying Danson was not supposed to play on the day, but I think it was a bit unfair from us as Orlando Pirates supporters to react the way we reacted towards the boy. But also, the coach, I don't think it was fair for him to throw the boy in the deep end like that. Well, he scored the beautiful goal, but if you look at our bench, you have Mbata, you have Mbule on the bench, and you don't win the game, especially in the absence of Teboho Mokoena. I think Sundowns was there for the taking, but what can you do? We'll keep on supporting the team, but the selection was questionable, but nonetheless, the game is over and we move on. Thank you, Rob. This is Mbuyiseni Mbata.
Mbuyiseni, thank you so much. But wanting Mbata was on the bench to have come on. But besides that, at what point then do you say, Coach, do what the coach is supposed to do your job, give the youngster a chance, which he did, players and so on, they yearn for an opportunity. Have fans watched this young man play in the DDC? Have they seen him play? And if it doesn't give him an opportunity, then we wouldn't have gotten the goal, which everybody is saying is a potential goal of the season. So where do you win as a coach? You want youngsters, you play them, throwing him in a deep end. Then how do you learn how to swim properly? By walking around in the shallow end.
#MSW live now on 947 Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Soweto Live at the same time. #MSW.
Tumi's playing past the stapler with the CEO's son. Tumi and the CEO started in the same position on the same day, but because the CEO's tertiary education encouraged original thinking to solve real-world challenges, he made an impact from day one. While Tumi's same old education kept him playing the same old game. If the impact of high-performance tertiary education is this clear, shouldn't you consider it for your child? Emirates. Thinking forward. Emirates is an educational brand of the Independent Institute of Education.
Monday. A day that nobody quite understands. A hebdomadal perpetuity, where the very substratum of existence metamorphosizes and the immutable laws of physics become mere propositions. A day when even the simplest things feel like learning Mandarin. So, when you need 25-hour energy to navigate the most discombobulating, befuddling day and emerge victorious, grab a bar one and seize the Monday. Nestle Bar One, energy for a 25-hour day.
Lala Madluli, coach. The games are out. Who are you betting on?
Lala Madlamin, top player. On Sports Stake 4, I'm going with the strongest defense.
Nice one, coach. But I'm going with the goals.
What's that, Coach Amanda? Now it's up to the fans to dala or rather dala what they must. Lalu 4.
Sports Stake 4 for only R2. Pick win, lose or draw for 4 games and you could win. Play at any participating National Lottery retailer. Enjoy a game. Panda push up play. Players must be 18 years or older. Play responsibly. Ituba is the proud operator of the National Lottery.
Wait, BioPlus has energy drinks? And get this, they're giving you a chance to drive away in a brand new Suzuki Jimny. Plus, grab your share of 100,000 Rand in instant prizes. Every can brings you closer to winning. Whether you're beach-bound or road tripping with your crew, BioPlus energy drinks give you the energy to own your plus. Sip, enter, win. Own your plus and make your summer epic with BioPlus energy drinks. T's and C's apply.
Live extra with Checkers, SA's #1 in value supermarket. Save big on deals like Sir Fruit 100% fruit juice blend, 1.5 litres, any 2 for 89 Rand. Clover Butro full cream modified butter spread, 500 grams, 2 for 159 Rand. And Omo detergent capsules, 20 or 22 per pack, any 2 for 199 Rand. Valid until Sunday at Checkers, Checkers Hyper or shop on 6060.
Give your family the ultimate surprise. A white Christmas in Shanghai with MG. Test drive the all-new MG3 hatch or the ZS Pro crossover during October and you could win a trip to Disneyland Shanghai this Christmas. Whether you need a sporty car for the city or a practical runabout for your family, there's a new MG for you at a price you can afford. Visit mgmotor.co.za and book your test drive today. MG, since 1924.
Previously on Marawa Sports Worldwide.
But Sandy Lezungu, good to see you. Welcome to the show.
Hebe, Husu, uyayifumela impi, uyayifumela. Umfulo washa mazita beni wanobamba, umfulo washa mashmas, asha.
Oh man, you can already tell the energy that's happening down here. There's no suits, there's no nothing. He's in his finery, man.
It's nice to say we're one of the oldest. We are the oldest in the Betway Premier Soccer League. And the rest, you never see Inyogane Shazana, who is not like a green mamba. Green mamba is this kind of green that we have.
I mean, I tried to play along. I'm sure you can see, so I don't know if I qualify.
Very well done. Very well done.
Hashtag MSW. Hashtag MSW. It's your ordinary Monday. It's Reaction Monday. Hashtag MSW.
Good evening, Rob and the shareholders of MSW, Mirakwata and Pretoria. Rob, Reaction Monday is Coach Gavin Hunt. He saw his assistant celebrating an offside goal against Kaizer Chiefs and he joined them in celebration. And a few minutes later, realized that that was an offside and Kaizer Chiefs scored. And the man is still angry. Can you go and check Hunt? How is he today, Mirakwata Dango?
Oh, go check on Kevin Hunt. I'm sure he's listening to the show. Hey, Coach Kevin. It was a good call, though. It was exactly what it was. It's just they dropped their guard, Durban City, to allow Chiefs to score within, 2 minutes straight after that. Talk about scoring, guys. There's plenty of your reaction, so let's try and see what we can get up until the top of the hour. Reaction coming through about the inverted commas, rituals, and so on. I'm sure they didn't need them in Doha. In the heat of Doha, the iconic Aspire Zone Complex in Al Riyadh. That's where the Yamajimbos wrote a chapter that certainly is going to echo through SA football history. Now, they were down to, 10 men after Usi Verpama's early red card. And we thought, it's going to be downhill from there. But it wasn't. I mean, guys like Mel Vitboy, he stepped out, though, with ice in his veins. There was a bit of thunder in those boots as well, blasting South Africa into the lead. Nyabushoko as well, following it up, and so on. So I'm painting a picture here. But Vela Kumalo, who I know is watching another game, is all the way in Doha. He joins me live on the line as we go worldwide. Coach, thank you so much for your time. Good evening.
Good evening, Rob, and good evening to your listeners.
Thank you so much, Coach. I know that you're watching another game, but firstly, history in the making. It's the first time in 10 years, if I'm not mistaken, South Africa going to a World Cup at under-17 level, playing against Bolivia for the very first time and winning 3-1 despite there being a red card. Well done. Congratulations. Just your reaction to that.
Rob, let me take an opportunity to say thank you very much. I knew that you're going to call, and as always, supporting us and through. You even called me when I'm at the stadium now, like you rightfully said now. And you know what is my biggest worry with the results is that we played 70 minutes or so with one player less. So it took a lot of energy out of the boys. We really need to recover properly for these two games because I'm watching Qatar now. They're about to start second half, and Italy. And we need to win one of the games here just so that we can go to the knockout stages. But to get back to your question, I think we played very well. The boys keep up the good work and they really wanted to play. They showed a good character. We are happy that at least the first hurdle, we are over it, playing to win the first game. It was the objective or the goal we set out for ourselves. And it really, the tactical dynamics where we needed to change from the actual plan that we had and now change because we are one man down. We had to play from transition, which really demanded a lot. And we're not a team that likes to play from transition. We like to combine and play and give South African signature to the world. But we take the 3 points and then we move on.
Yeah, I mean, I talked about the heat, and I know that pre the game, Coach, you had also factored in the issue around the weather. When I checked early on when you guys were playing, it was teetering around, 28, 27 degrees Celsius. But that's to be expected. Was that a factor in any way, especially playing with the one-man shot?
Rob, you're quite right, because if they are saying here it's winter now, and we are at 20 to 30 degrees Celsius. Whilst you are on the bench, you are sweating. So what even more worse about the poor boys that are playing in it? It's better when there's time. I think the second game will be a little bit better. But the heat factor really, it came at us. And it took a lot of energy out of us because we were one man down. And, we said, let's double up. Everybody had to double up. And that is why I'm more concerned now to say the next game, because this one took a lot out of it because we wanted to win it, and the heat was against both teams, by the way. But we'll recover nicely, and then we'll try give our best with Qatar, because it's going to be more demanding because at the moment they are training and they will not want to lose two games playing being the host. So we are mindful of all of those dynamics, and but I think we'll get a win out of them and at least to qualify for the knockout stages.
Yeah, I love that positivity, Coach, and I think it's the sole reason why you as an individual have been able to take us through so many trying situations in football, maybe at times not recognized, where you were able to lift that 2020 and 2025 COSAF Under-17 title, where you managed to qualify the Under-17s for AFCON in 2021, 24 and 26. And now you've taken the guys to the World Cup, first time in 10 years. And anything is possible. I think we are on a winning wicket. We might not have won the World Cup with the cricket yesterday with the ladies, but I'm just very positive with a lot of what I saw. As I said, some of the players who then stayed on to be part of the 10 that finished the game showed that they could do something, gather together. I mean, Bolivia, no pushover. It's a bigger contest. It's 48 teams for the very first time. It was 24 before. So for you, does that become a bigger challenge? We've got Italy, like you rightfully said. We got the host nation, Qatar, that we play next. As host, it becomes difficult. But when how confident are you?
Rob, I think I've been confident since the beginning. As I said, these boys we were together since they were 14. Even though we lost so many, we don't have all of them here. the captain, the centre backs, Londo, our striker. We actually trying to bring everything together, and I don't even want to go to the preparations and all of that. We do with what we have, and I said the talent is going to help us going through. And our boys really, they showed character. They wanted it more.
Yeah, no, certainly. And I know, Coach, I want you to pay attention to that game. We're going to be chatting with you as the tournament progresses, all the way through to the knockout stages. I just wanted to let South Africans know that today was a big day. It might not have been mentioned all around in different media spaces and houses, but South Africa kickstarting their campaign so positively, and we have to ride this one together. So we'll keep crossing over to you if you do get the opportunity to, so that we can update South Africans on what you're doing. But well done today. Congratulations, and long may this journey continue up until the final.
Rob, thank you very much. Honestly speaking, you have been there. You have been supporting me in my journey, and you keep on doing that no matter what, whether I'm winning or losing. But the respect I give you is the research that you make and the presentation you give to the listeners. You are the star, man. You top, and thank you very much.
Yeah, Bong, I'm doing. Thank you so much for those kind words. But keep winning, keep shining, South Africa. As I say, it might not be getting everything that is there as far as the spotlight is concerned, but Vela Khumalo there. I'm a Jimbo's coach at a game live as it stands right now. I can update you that Italy are 1-0 up against Qatar. So that is all the teams that are part and parcel of South Africa's group. So we'll play against Qatar, we'll play against the Italians, and like Coach said, that all we want is to be through to the next round, guys, into the knockout stages. What's happening, eh? A lot of praise coming through for him.
Good evening, Robert. Bamtlabatlo in Escort. My reaction, Mandy, my brother, it has to be Manqoba Mngqithi with golden arrows. Manqoba Mngqithi. Marawa, I can tell you, Manqoba Mngqithi is a top coach. It's a top-notch coach. I can see whatever that is doing at Golden Arrows, it's yielding results. I think those boys are doing well under him, So I'm very, very happy the way they are performing these days. He has proven he's a top coach. Not forgetting my team, Orlando Pirates. I'm so very happy for the young boy. What a goal. Inturunturu Marawa. Inturunturu Reshawa Mfana Waga dancing. We are very happy, but we should have won that game against Mamelodi Sundowns. Sundowns was there for a taking. I think we've got chances that we're supposed to kill the game. And I think, yes, a draw is enough, but we're supposed to win that game. No, thanks, Marawa. Have a good evening.
Thank you so much. Supposed to win the game, I think every team. Otherwise, hey, why would we compete if winning, was only to a certain team or teams? So, yeah, deserve to win, should have won, might have won. All part and parcel of the game.
No. I'm fans with Chiefs. They mustn't come here and then it's something that they've never seen before. We've seen it happen. Even if you go on Google right now and say Kaizer Chiefs Muti, you will see those pictures. They're there. So it's not like, Orlando Pirates is the only team that does these things. We've seen even a Sundowns. At some stage, Ushalulile, there were matchsticks that dropped. And, directly after that, he wasn't able to score goals, So what do you call that? So people mustn't come around here and make it sound like it's only Orlando Pirates. We can talk about why this kind of behavior should stop, but we mustn't just now associate it only with Orlando Pirates. That's all I'm saying, Darop. Uzamisa, eThekwini eGagasini.
Zabisa, thank you so much indeed. You actually made me Google Kaizer Chiefs Muti. Yeah, it's there. But all I'm saying, and I think he wrapped it up towards the end to say that it does not mean that it should continue. So the conversation is, should it be allowed and to what extent? Because if next thing is going to be saying, oh, no, Google Chippa United Muti. No, Google Stellenbosch Muti. Stellenbosch people say, no, we don't do such. So maybe try somebody else. Google Devon City Muti. They're going to be Googling Muti 16 times. And then what? And then what do we gain from that? You know, all I'm saying. And I think about it. We had a whole pile of WhatsApp voice notes today. Oh, shareholders. Catch them tomorrow. So if you do join us on the show, because remember, we start the show at 5:30 on Rise, Vuma, Sowetan Live online. We're going to play them out. So if you didn't hear your voice note today, we never just discard them and delete them. We play them on a Tuesday. Our Monday is a Tuesday, is a Wednesday, is a Thursday. But thank you very much indeed for being part and parcel of this Reaction Monday. Time as ever, our friend, is it? Catch you again tomorrow. Marawa Sports Worldwide, probably brought to you by Hollywood.
That's right.